Hello everyone, how are you all doing? My name is Remi Ayojimi and I'd like to welcome you back to my YouTube channel, Real Relationship with Remi. On here we discuss about love, how to find personal fulfillment, and how to navigate romantic relationship that would eventually lead to a fulfilled marital life. But before I go on, I'd like you to please subscribe, share, and of course turn on your notification bell so that once a new video is uploaded, you will be notified. We'll be talking about, reasons, for you to leave a toxic relationship. The last time I was here, I talked about signs, how to identify whether or not you're in a toxic relationship, the signs to look out for. And of course, once you've identified those signs and you're sure that, oh, I'm in a toxic relationship, the next thing for you to do is to leave that relationship as soon as you can. Now, the number one reason I wrote down here is lack of growth. Now, there's no way, if you're in a toxic relationship, there's no way that it won't hinder your growth, whether your personal growth, your career, your spiritual growth. It's going to affect you because you're not in a good place emotionally. For you to even, pursue your goals or your dream is going to be very, very difficult. So once you identify that, oh, this relationship, it's toxic, please leave, because your growth is going to be adversely affected. Another reason I wrote here is it's going to become frequently abusive. Yes. You begin to notice some early signs of abuse. Number one is emotional abuse. You're going to be emotionally abused because, love is about it's first of all about the way you feel, your emotions and all. So you become emotionally abused gradually. And if you're not careful, it's going to escalate to something worse. Verbal abuse or even physical abuse. So what's the point if all these are already taking place? It's so clear that you're in a toxic relationship. So it's better for you to leave that relationship before it escalates into something worse that it will be too difficult for you to handle. Another one that I wrote here is leaving a toxic relationship is never going to be easy. And that's the truth. Initially, it's going to be very, very difficult. But I can promise you that once you leave that toxic relationship, you're going to feel a lot stronger. You're going to feel a lot better. In fact, it's going to, your confidence is going to improve because you are now free. So it doesn't matter how hard it seems at the initial stage. It's better for you to leave because you are going to feel more empowered by the time you're done and by the time you've left that relationship. And it's going to be worth your while at the end of the day. So it's better to leave that relationship when you can. Another reason I wrote here is that your self-worth. Now, if you're in a toxic relationship, it's almost impossible for you to see anything good about yourself because there's someone constantly reminding you how you're not enough, you're not good enough. Somebody's constantly pulling you down. And of course, that's going to affect your self-esteem. So what's the point if as a couple you cannot build each other up? You're not, your self-esteem is being trampled upon, your self-worth is being trampled upon every day. There's no point. If your self-confidence, your self-worth was very good when you started a relationship, it's going to be affected, it's going to be diminishing every single time you meet or whatever. And if peradventure you're struggling with a low self-esteem, it's going to get worse. So that's another reason for you to leave that relationship. And of course, it can be mentally damaging to you. Your mental health is very, very important. There's no way in a toxic relationship that it's not going to affect your mental health. You might think you're strong, but because you're constantly in contact with someone that does not respect you, that does not honor in any way, that does not care about your mental well-being, you're going to be affected mentally. It's going to be damaging your mental health, your mental well-being. And the last one I wrote here is about your health. You might think, oh, why would it affect my health? It's not. No, it can affect your health. It can trigger health conditions, serious health conditions, if you're not in a good place mentally and emotionally. People suffer heart attacks, people suffer stroke, diabetes, all these conditions. It can trigger them because you're not in a good place emotionally. So that's another major reason you need to leave that relationship. I think, oh, okay, if that is emotional, okay, you're trying to prove that it's not affecting you, but how about your physical health? How about your physical being? You need to take care of that. So once you notice that this is beginning to happen in your relationship, please don't take it for granted. You matter. Your life is very important. So I believe all those reasons I've been able to, talk about should at least and give you enough reason, enough strength, enough courage to leave that relationship if you're in a toxic relationship. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. It's about you, not just the other person, but about you, about your well-being, about your safety. So if you've noticed if the signs I talked about earlier, and you are still wondering, you are still contemplating, oh, why should I leave? These are good enough reasons for you to leave. Your health, your emotional well-being, your growth, these are all important reasons for you to leave that toxic relationship. I want to believe you're able to learn a thing or two. And next time we're talking about how to leave. Sometimes you might need help how to leave. There's a how to these things, and of course how you can heal from this toxic relationship, because there's no way you would have been hurt along the line. So we'll talk about this in the next episode of Relationship with Remi, and I'd like to thank you very much for joining me once again. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely week ahead. Bye-bye.